While we do not yet know who was responsible for the horrific attack in Boston, we do know that our nation remains under threat of terror, and we must remain ever vigilant. And as a member of Congress, I see my first constitutional responsibility to do all that I can do to make certain that the federal government provides for the common defense. And part of that is making certain that we know who is in our country. On 9/11, 19 foreign terrorists, 15 from Saudi Arabia, came right through our front door on visas and then used the tools of our freedom to murder our fellow Americans. And that's why I recently joined with several of my colleagues on the Homeland Security Committee to send a letter to the Secretary of Homeland Security to ask her why the department she leads intended to add Saudi Arabia to the small number of countries involved in a program to give that country's citizens easier entry into the United States under the terms of this Trusted Traveler Program. Now, given our past experience with Saudi Arabia, and since there are only a small number of countries currently involved in the program, including countries like Canada or South Korea, the Netherlands, Mexico, I don't believe that there is any way that Saudi Arabia should be included in that group at this time. We're still waiting for a response to this question from Secretary Napolitano, but rest assured that we will make certain that America is protected. Additionally, I've been working on strengthening our visa tracking system. Every one of the 9/11 terrorists entered our nation on a legitimate visa, and on the day of the attack, 4 of them were still in our nation even though their visas had expired. And as many as 40% of those in our nation illegally today didn't sneak in across the border through the desert. They came in through the front door on a visa, and they have never left. And as chair of the House Homeland Security Subcommittee on Border, I have been leading the effort to bring a far more robust visa entry and exit tracking system so that we have a much better idea of who is in our nation. And since I started this effort, the Department of Homeland Security has really greatly reduced the backlog of investigations on visa overstays that they had, and as well as working toward implementing the stronger entry and exit tracking system that we absolutely need. And again, I'm going to stay on top of this issue to make certain that we defend our borders. The federal government must do its job to defend our borders and protect us from those overseas and here at home that seek to harm our citizens. The government must be ever vigilant, and so must the American people. And the events in Boston prove that despite our best efforts, there are people inside our nation bent on terrorizing the American people. The best defense against this are the American people themselves, observing and then reporting suspicious behavior to the authorities. In short, if you see something, say something. And we all grieve with those that are killed and injured in Boston. We grieve together as Americans. And together, we investigate and will bring those responsible to justice. And together, we will move forward as one great nation to defend the land that we love, America.